Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There is no turning back now. Well, today I would like to introduce you another piece from my Batman collection, the Tweeterhead Superpowers line Joker exclusive 1/6 scale statue. I wanted to start this review a certain kind of way, but just the hell with it. The best Joker statue ever produced, in my humble opinion, this piece. When I first seen it announced and the first prototype images, and I remember there were some images of it on like San Diego Comic Con as well when they first introduced it. I was totally blown away, and I immediately knew that I had to purchase it. Quite funnily, by the time I got there to purchase the exclusive from Tweeterhead, the piece already sold out. So I had to get mine from eBay from an independent retailer. But just as good, no problems whatsoever. I have this piece for a good couple of years now, and I just love this piece. The energy, the movement, just crazy. But let's just not talk about that for a moment. I just would like to talk about a little bit the Joker, who, as we all know at this point, is a supervillain who appears in Batman comic books. Basically, Batman's arch enemy. The character was introduced in April the 25th in 1940. Now, who created the Joker is a very controversial subject, as all comic book fans know. Bill Finger, Bob Kane, and Jerry Robinson are majorly credited to create the character, although it's still under debate who had more input. Most people seem to think that it was Bill Finger and Jerry Robinson mainly who created the character and had the main input within the creation. Their character became an instant success upon its first release or introduction, and since then still the arch enemy for the Bat, and we could read his evil doings in such incredible illustrious comic books such as The Dark Knight Returns, or The Man Who Laughs, or my absolute favorite, and I hope I'm not being boring here when I say The Killing Joke. I really love. But there are other major fantastic stories as well. There is one I really love, and I unfortunately, shame on me, do not remember the title. When he thinks he kills Batman and he turns normal. He will have a relationship, he has a girlfriend and everything, and he turns to be a normal human being until Batman resurfaces, and then he goes back to his evil ways. He once again loses his mind and becomes the clown prince of crime. Anyway, let me talk about the statue now a little bit. Here, this is a 1/6 scale piece. The exclusive numbers were 350, and mine is 309, and the piece was sculpted by the magnificently talented Paul Harding. Just take a look at this piece, guys. Let's start with the base. It's a really nice kind of like circus themed thing going on here, like almost like a podium, you know, like people talk on or have like speeches on, and with this wonderful tile surface here on the ground, almost like Arkham Asylum, where obviously, as we know, Joker is a regular patient. It's almost like a hint to the Arkham Asylum environment. And then we have these like accessories here in the background, this fantastic a tank, which, as you can see, viciously releasing the Smilex gas, one of Joker's major weapons of distraction. You know, if you breathe this in, that you won't be able to stop laughing, and eventually you die laughing. I really love this little touch that the cards, the calling cards, are in the smoke and everything. It's bloody brilliantly done. And then we have another tank here with Smilex with this little Robin doll on it. We know why in the death of in the family storyline, Joker murders Jason Todd. And then we have his trademark hammer, which is interesting because this hammer is almost like more of like a Harlequin's weapon of choice, but it's still, you know, very Joker-like. And I really love that the nose is the handle that goes in the hand. It's a bit difficult to like assemble it because these are all separate pieces, the base, the hammer, and his hand, and it's hard to make a decision. And I will be entirely honest with you guys, I don't remember how I did it, but it's hard to decide which one goes in first. So you put the statue in first or the hammer in first and everything. I know that the logical way would be that you put the hammer in and then you put the statue in with the hand, but that's not so it's not easy. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, dispose this highly illustrative and stylized suit, and these folds and every line just screams how dynamic the piece is. You feel the tension, you know, the way he stands, this like very theatrical and aggressive, but at the same time very jolly and so hard to describe. It's like I really love Paul's work, Paul Harding's work anyway, but I think this piece is his ultimate masterpiece. You know, in every artist's life there is that moment when you just do something that you really enjoy doing, and it really shows how much passion and love went into it. And I don't know how much Paul was art directed on this project by Tweeterhead, but all I can tell you guys that this is just a masterpiece. So I can repeat over and over what I already said, guys. When I first saw the pictures of this piece, you know, coming out in San Diego Comic-Con back in somewhere like, I don't want to lie to, like 2017 or 18, probably 18. It doesn't even matter, but I've seen the pictures and I knew it. I must have this piece because I think it's the most magnificent. And don't get me wrong, guys, I really love the Sideshow premium format Joker as well. The first premium format is the one that stands closest to my heart as long as aesthetics go. I like the other ones as well. They're a little bit like more too modern for my taste. this is superpowers, you know. This is, I mean, there was a toy like this back in the 60s and the 70s. You remember those toys are going for an insane amount of money on eBay, by the way. But it's the same suit, very, very classic, and you definitely can recognize the Bolland, Neil Adams, you know, different artists had an influence on this piece, and they created, Tweeterhead created a perfect amalgam of all of these different interpretations, and came up with this magnificent, phenomenal piece, which I really love. Now, I will try to bring up some pictures of the box here. The box, the art box, is really, really beautiful. It looks like $1 million. The art direction is gorgeous on it, you know, beautiful gold lettering and everything. And as I told you guys, this one is the exclusive. Now, this is the way I display the piece. The head which is on the piece now is the regular head, because I just look at this, I just find this extremely evil. I think there is just so much tension in this, like he almost like bit his tongue off in excitement, and the gun, and I think because his regular hand supposed to hold the cards, I feel that Paul, and I might be wrong here, this is just a guess, Paul might have sculpted the gun first, because the entire pose and the way the contrapost of the piece and the way it stands is finished in that gun. So there is a flow to the piece when he holds the gun. There is this playful, you know, gesture here you guys see when he just threw his hand back, like he probably just shot someone and everything, and being excited, very delighted about it. So I think that the regular hands with the cards were an afterthought, and this was probably the first head sculpted. In just a minute, and then I'm going to show you the exclusive head. And as I promised here, guys, this is the exclusive head. I mean, just look at this shot, guys. Doesn't he look phenomenal? He looks like an illustration almost. So I was taking pictures of this piece a couple of days ago, and it's really hard to tell, because the entire piece is created with this like graphic aesthetic, just like a comic book. So there is a very fine balance here of realism and this comic book aesthetic, and it looks like almost like an illustration. I mean, just check out this delight, you know, on his face. I mean, the Joker is an extremely happy character. I mean, you know, he does what he wants to do, and he enjoys his life. I mean, he's nothing like Batman, the exact opposite of Batman. Look at this stance. I mean, you know, guys, I might just display him with this head now for a while, because it's just, check out the details here. Just a second, just need to yeah, here we are. So the paint application is absolute top-notch. The sculpt is 10 out of 10. It's a glorious piece, and especially, I mean, just check this profile out. I mean, it's fantastic, really fantastic. And also, guys, like, you know, on a marketplace that as saturated with Joker and Batman statues, creating something this you know, original and classic and phenomenally an extraordinary artistic piece is a true challenge. And Tweeterhead right now, by the way, with their new releases, all the like the He-Man stuff they're doing, and you know, new DC stuff, They're releasing new DC statues very soon. I've seen they just released a new Superman, which sold out in the exclusive sold out in like 2 hours. They really kicking ass right now, and they deserve all the success, because they're a wonderful company. The owner Chad is an absolute gentleman. The art director David Igo, fantastic, really good friend of mine. So a lot of people working for this company who are really taking this seriously and very, 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 very passionate about the material. And we can only expect greater things from Tweeterhead in the future, in my humble opinion. To me, this is the ultimate Joker. This classic, energetic, superbly dynamic piece. I'm just really, really happy to have this in the collection, and I highly recommend. They're long sold out now, but if you can get this piece still, especially the exclusive, get it. No doubt you need this piece, especially if you're a Bat fan. So he's the only villain I have in my collection. That's all I'm saying. You know, I have very limited space, and I'm a Batman fan. Of course, I would love to have more villains, but you know, you gotta know your limits. But this piece, there are some pieces are truly must-haves, and this is definitely one of those pieces. Anyway, guys, thanks so much again for joining me again and listening to my rambling about these wonderful art pieces, and I will see you next time.